Hello everyone, welcome to the class with Sister Josephine. I'm going to deal with class 9 and 10 English 2 Merchant of Venice Act 1 Scene 2 from the numbers 81 to 125. Welcome. In the previous classes we had studied about the discussion between Portia and Nerissa about the suitors, namely the suitors those who had already come. First the Prince of Naples, next the County Palatine, next the French Lord, and then Falconbridge and the Scottish man. And today we are going to see about the German, the young German, the Duke of Saxony's nephew. So this paragraph is about him. So let us begin the class. Portia is describing about the young German, the Duke Saxony's nephew. Very willy in the morning when he is sober, it means that he is terrible when he is sober. Very willy means terrible, just okay, terrible in the morning, and when he, that means he is sober at that time, and most willy in the afternoon when he is drunk. He is a drunkard, and when he is drunk he is most terrible. That's what the third line. When he is best he is a little worse than a man. When he is best means at his best time he is worse than a man, and when he is worst he is little better than a beast, which means that when he is at his worst behavior, he is most drunk, he is not better than a beast. He is not little better than beast, he is not better than a beast. That is the nature of him. That much drinking habit he has got, and he behaves very terribly. And the worst fall that ever fell, I hope I shall make shift to go without him. Portia says that if the worst thing could happen to me, if the worst thing should happen to me means thing that could happen is should happen, I shall not accept him. She's even if the worst things happens to me in my life, I shall not accept him. I shall go without him means I will not accept him. That's what Portia is telling. To that Nerissa is replying, if he should offer to choose the right casket, you should refuse to perform your father's will if you should refuse to accept him. So Nerissa is now questioning Portia, telling that if this particular man, even though he is a drunkard, if he will choose the correct casket, he should choose the right casket and should choose you to honor, to get married to you, you would refuse to honor your father's will. You are going to refuse your father's will, who had already made this casket system, and by chance if this particular man is going to choose the correct casket, there is no other way, you have to marry him. But now you are telling that you shall go without him means you are going to refuse to accept your father's will. That's what she is putting a encounter to Portia. Now what did Portia reply to that? Portia says, therefore, for fear of the worst, I pray thee, set a deep glass of Rhenish wine on the contrary casket. Now she is telling, that's why in order to avoid this particular man, this drunkard in my life, I request you, I pray thee means I request you, set a deep glass of Rhenish wine on the contrary casket. Means she is asking for Nerissa to keep a red wine, Rhenish wine in front of the wrong casket, in order to distract, because he is a drunkard man. By seeing the wine bottle he may get distracted and he may choose the contrary casket, means he may choose the wrong casket. So that's the plan that is made by Portia and Nerissa. For if the devil be within that temptation without, I know he will choose it. Means what he is telling, even if the devil is in the casket, but the temptation of the wine is outside. So even if the devil is inside means even if it is a wrong thing inside, but outside what is there? Outside the wine is there. So it will surely tempt him as a drunkard. He is a drunkard, so he will be surely tempted. I will do anything, Nerissa. I will be married to a sponge. He is telling, I will do anything, Nerissa, but I don't want to be married to a sponge. Means sponge, why is he telling sponge? Because he's a drunkard who is always drinking. That's why she's telling, I don't want to be married to a sponge, to a drunkard. I don't want to be married to a drunkard. So in order to avoid that situation, I will do anything. That's what Portia is telling. And to that Nerissa is replying, you need not fear, lady, the having any of these lots. Okay, she's telling, you need not be worried, madam. okay, having to marry any of these fellows, those who have already come and gone. They have acquainted me with their determinations, means already they have informed me about their decisions. What was their decision? Which is indeed to return to their home. Okay, that means that they have decided to go back to their own home. They wanted to go back already to their home, and to trouble you with no more suit, means they don't want to trouble you again with their suit, unless you may be won by some other sort than your father's imposition, depending on the caskets. Now what is that? Unless you are won by no other method except the one imposed by your father, that is by choosing the correct casket. Unless this casket system, if any other method is there to choose you in marriage, they may stay back. If not, means they may decide, they have already decided to go back to their own countries. They don't want to participate in the casket system because of the rules and regulations that is coming behind the casket. So they don't want to even choose. They have already informed Nerissa that they would be going back to their own home countries. That's what. Now Portia is telling that if I live to be as old as Sibylla, I will die as chaste as Diana. Now what is this? Now who is this Sibylla? Who is this Diana? Let us see. If I live to be as old as Sibylla means Sibylla is a person, a prophetess in the Roman mythology. She is a prophetess in the Roman mythology. Okay, now what happened to her? The Lord Apollo, the Roman god Apollo granted her so many years of life. Sibylla was granted with so many years of life. As there were sand grains held in her hand. When this Lord gave her this gift of life, Sibylla was holding sand in the hand, and that many years of life was granted to Sibylla. Okay, and here she is referred to suggest the traditional old woman. So Sibylla is considered to be one of the oldest women who lived in the world because she got so many years of life. But still, if I get that many years of life to live, I will die as chaste as Diana. Now Portia is telling about Diana. Who is this Diana? Now Diana is again another Roman mythological goddess of virginity. Diana is considered to be the goddess of virginity in Roman mythology. Now, or hunting and the moon. So she died as a virgin without marriage, Diana. So now Portia is telling, if I get so many years like Sibylla to live, I will die like Diana, who was a virgin, who was very chaste. Unless I be obtained by the manner of my father's will. Means unless I am chosen by the unless I am not won by the method laid on by my father. If nobody chooses me in marriage, nobody chooses the correct casket, no problem. I will live, even if I live as old as Sibylla also, I will die like a virgin Diana. That's what she is telling. I am glad this parcel of wooers are so reasonable, for there is not one among them but I dote on his very absence. She is telling that. Okay. I am glad that this crowd of suitors, this parcel of wooers means crowd of suitors. Okay, those who have come already, that they are going, that they have decided to go back, and they are reasonable in their reason. They are very reasonable in to go back. Okay, for there is not one among them, there is none of them, there is not even one among them whose absence I am regretting. Okay, whose absence I am feeling very bad to leave them. There is no one like that. She is not regretting of their absence at all. And I pray God grant them a fair departure. I pray to God that God will grant them a fair, safe journey back to their home place. Now Nerissa, do you not remember, lady, in your father's time a Venetian, a scholar and soldier, that came hither in company of the Marquis of Montfort? So now Nerissa is putting another question. Do you not remember, Portia, madam, in your father's time, when your father was there at that time, a Venetian, and he was a scholar and he was a soldier, who came here means to Belmont, with whom, in the company of Marquis the Montfort. He was in another Venetian authority. Along with him, someone has come. Who? A Venetian scholar and soldier. This Venetian scholar, it is referring to Bassanio. So she is not asking directly about Bassanio, but she is putting indirectly to the question to Portia. And Portia is replying, yes, it was Bassanio, as I think so was he called. So now immediately Portia recognized who was it, and she said, yes, it was Bassanio. She recognized that it was Bassanio. I think that was his name, as he was called by that name. As if she doesn't remember, she is now again telling, I think that was his name. But she knew well that that was Bassanio. And Nerissa replies to that, true, ma'am, he of all the men that ever my foolish eyes looked upon was the best deserving a fair lady. So Nerissa said, of course, yes, true. He said his name correctly. Now Nerissa is telling, of all the men that ever my foolish eyes, means of my foolish eyes that I have ever seen, he seemed to me, he means this Bassanio, he seemed to me the best man who will deserve a fair lady like Portia. So what is saying, among all the men whomever I have seen so far, he means Bassanio is the best man who deserves a fair lady. Portia is telling, I remember him well, and I remember him worthy of thy praise. Portia is telling, yes, of course, I remember him, I remember Bassanio well, and I remember to be worthy of your praise. Of course, as you say, he is worthy of your this words of praise. That's what she is also happy with the praise of Bassanio. At that time, one servant is entering, and now what news she is asking them. Now, servant is telling, the 4 strangers seek for you, madam, to take their leave, and there is a foreigner come from your 5th, the prince of Morocco, who brings a word, the prince, his master, will be here tonight. So now the servant is telling that the 4 strangers means the 4 suitors, those who have already come, visitors, they want to see you, madam, because they want to go from there, then they want to take leave. They want to say goodbye to Portia. Then after that, then there is a messenger from the 5th one. Now another one. From the forerunner means a messenger has come from the 5th one. Who is that one? He is the prince of Morocco, who brings word, that who has sent word before with his servant that prince of Morocco would be present in Belmont that night. Tonight, prince of Morocco will be reaching. Already the messenger has brought the message. Now Portia is telling, if I could bid the 5th welcome with so good heart as I can bid the other 4 farewell, I should be glad of his approach. What did she say now? She is telling, if I could welcome the 5th suitor, who is that 5th suitor here? Prince of Morocco. If I could welcome with a good heart, with so happily, gladly, okay, I could welcome the 5th one with the same gladness, with the same good heart, I bid farewell to the 4 of them who are going. That's what she is telling. Okay. I should be happy to hear of his arrival. I should be glad of his approach, means I should be happy to hear about his arrival. Okay. Now, if he have the condition of a saint and the complexion of a devil, I had rather he should shrive me than void me. What is she telling? She is telling, if he has the virtues of a saint, about this prince of Morocco, the prince of Morocco may be having all the virtues of a saint, he may be a very holy man, but if he has the complexion of a devil, because prince of Morocco, we know he is coming from an African country, he is a dark man, so she is meant in the complexion of a devil, means he is a very, very dark man. I had rather he should try me than void me, means what? If I would prefer that he hears my religious confession than to marry me. Religious confession means it refers here, Shrami means it refers to the Christians who confess their sins to the priest in order to get absolution. Like any other religions, everybody has got their own way of removal from their sins. No, some go to the holy rivers to take a dip, then they believe that their sins are being washed away. And the Muslims take a holy pilgrimage towards Makkah, then they believe that their sins are being washed away. In the same way, the Christians have the practice of confessing one's sins to the priest, and we believe that the sins are given absolution. So in the same way, she is telling, even if the prince of Morocco has the saintly virtues, but if he is a dark man, if he has got a devil's complexion, I would rather confess all my sins to him as a religious man, but I don't want to be his wife. That's what she is telling. Next, she said, come Nerissa. Okay, so there is no other way. He is coming. They have to welcome him. So she is telling, come Nerissa, let us go. So Sira go before means the servant is going before. Whilst we shut the gate upon the Uber, another knocks at the door. When some suitors are already going, the another one is knocking at the door and coming. So let us welcome there. Let us send those who are going and let us welcome those who are coming. That's what she says. With that, they exit from the scene. So with this, we have completed the Act 1, Scene 2. The next class, we shall see the next scene, that is Scene 3. Thank you.